What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Hoops Talk Central. I'm your host, and today we've got major breaking news to talk about. Annie Costabile just dropped a report that's sending shockwaves through the WNBA. Annie Costabile is reporting that there's a proposed 3-team trade in the works. And guess what? Kelsey Plum could be headed to the City of Angels to join the LA Sparks. Yeah, you heard me right. Kelsey Plum in purple and gold. It's wild, and honestly, this trade has the potential to completely reshape the league. So buckle up because there's a lot to dive into, and you're not gonna want to miss a second of it. Before we dive in real quick, do your boy a favor and smash that like button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers by the end of the month. We're building a community here, and I want y'all to be part of it. Let's get it. All right, let's set the scene. According to Annie's reporting in the Chicago Sun-Times, this trade is like the first domino that needs to fall for the rest of WNBA free agency to really pop off. Here's the deal on the table. According to Annie Costabile's reporting, Jewell Loyd could potentially be leaving the Seattle Storm and heading to the Las Vegas Aces, a move that, if finalized, could significantly boost the Aces championship aspirations. At the same time, Kelsey Plum might depart from Las Vegas to join the LA Sparks, bringing her scoring and leadership to a team looking to fast-track their rebuild. Meanwhile, the Seattle Storm would receive assets as part of the deal. While the details on those assets are still unclear, they are expected to play a critical role in helping Seattle reshape their roster and align with their goal of staying competitive in the league. This proposed trade isn't just about player movement, it's shaping up to be a pivotal moment that could redefine the dynamics of all three teams involved. Now, let's talk about why this is such a big deal. First off, Jewell Loyd requested a trade back in December, and she's been eyeing Las Vegas as her preferred destination. Meanwhile, Plum hasn't publicly asked for a trade, but apparently there's this understanding in the league that she's ready for a new chapter. So this trade could give everyone a fresh start. For the Sparks, this trade could be a game changer. Kelsey Plum brings scoring, leadership, and experience to a team that's in the middle of a rebuild. Let's not forget, she's an all-WNBA first-teamer, and her addition could fast-track the Sparks' return to playoff contention. Picture this, Plum running the pick and roll with Cameron Brink, using her quickness to drive or dish out to Rickett Jackson for an open three. Or imagine a spread offense with Plum at the point, spacing the floor and finding Erica Hamby or Brink cut into the basket. And don't forget about her speed in transition. Plum pushing the ball with Jackson and Brink trailing on the wings could lead to some easy buckets. That's scary hours for opposing defenses, but let's be real. Defense isn't exactly Plum's strong suit. Sparks fans might have to hold their breath a bit when she gets beat off the dribble. The good news? That's where players like Brink and Hamby come in. With their defensive instincts and ability to protect the paint, they'll be cleaning up some of those messes and helping make up for Plum's shortcomings on that end of the floor. It's a balance that could really work, and if the Sparks pull it off, they might be cooking with gas. And let's not sleep on the fact that she'd be reuniting with her former teammate Erica Hamby. Those two already have championship chemistry from their time in Vegas, so Sparks fans should be excited about what's cooking here. Now, on the flip side, the Aces are making moves to stay dominant, adding Jewell Loyd to their roster. That's a power move. It's like showing up to a pickup game and seeing someone pull out a fresh pair of Jordans. You already know they mean business. Loyd is a 6-time All-Star, a walking bucket, and a certified closer in crunch time. Her ability to score from anywhere on the floor and step up when it matters most makes her a dangerous weapon. Imagine her alongside A'ja Wilson, the reigning MVP, and Chelsea Gray, one of the best playmakers in the game. That trio alone is enough to keep opposing coaches up at night. And with Loyd's deep shooting range, she'll open up even more space for Wilson to dominate in the post and for Gray to orchestrate the offense. It's an offensive nightmare for the rest of the league. And it's not just about scoring, it's the versatility, the leadership, and the championship pedigree that Loyd brings to the table. The Aces are clearly making a statement. They're not just trying to win. They're trying to get back to the top and back to their championship winning ways to build a dynasty. But, and this is a big but, losing Kelsey Plum isn't nothing. Plum's playmaking and three-point shooting have been key to the Aces' success. The question is, can Loyd fill that gap and keep the Aces' chemistry intact? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The Aces aren't playing around. Even with Jewell Loyd, I don't see this making the Aces a true title contender next season. They still need to find a way to add a big next to A'ja Wilson to solidify their front court presence and address their lack of bench depth, which has been a glaring issue. Without those pieces, it's hard to see this team reaching the top again. As for the Storm, they're in an interesting spot. Losing Jewell Loyd is a tough blow, but this trade gives them a chance to stack assets and potentially reshape their roster. However, here's the kicker. Seattle might not be looking to completely rebuild. Word is they're a team that wants to stay competitive now, especially since they still have stars like Skylar Diggins-Smith and Nneka Ogwumike on the team, both of whom are looking to compete for a title and keep Seattle in the mix as a contender. So, whatever assets they're getting in this deal have to align with their vision of contending sooner rather than later. If they can flip those assets into immediate impact players, watch out. Seattle could still be a force in the league. Now here's where things get spicy. Annie's sources say that until this trade gets finalized, other free agency moves are basically on pause. It's like the entire league is holding its breath, waiting to see how the chips will fall. This trade isn't just a regular move. It's the kind of transaction that could shape the direction of the league for years to come. Once this domino falls, we're going to see teams scramble to adapt, players rethinking their options, and maybe even unexpected trades popping out of nowhere. Who's signing where? What other moves might we see? Will contenders like the Liberty or Lynx add even more firepower? Or could a sleeper team suddenly rise from the shadows? These are the questions keeping fans on the edge of their seats. And the wild part? The WNBA offseason could go from 0 to 100 real quick. One day it's quiet, and the next your favorite player is suiting up in a new jersey. It's like your group chat blowing up out of nowhere. You're trying to keep up, but the news just keeps hitting faster than you can process. That's the beauty of free agency. The unpredictability that keeps us all locked in and refreshing our social feeds like our lives depend on it. Alright fam, that's the breakdown. Kelsey Plum to the Sparks, Jewell Loyd to the Aces, Seattle stacking up assets. Let me tell you, if this trade goes down, the Sparks absolutely get better. With Plum running the show, they're back in the mix as a playoff team for sure. The Aces though, they still have some work to do. They've got to address their front court and find a way to get some consistent production off the bench. Otherwise, they're not quite there yet as true title contenders. And Seattle? Let's just say their front office has been a bit of a roller coaster. But hey, hopefully they can pull it together and use whatever assets they get from this trade to get back into title contention. Maybe they'll surprise us all, or maybe they'll just keep us scratching our heads. Either way, it's gonna be fun to watch. What do y'all think? Does Plum to LA make the Sparks a playoff team? Will Loyd push the Aces to become true title contenders again? And can Seattle figure out their next move? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear from you. And don't forget, subscribe and share this video with your friends. Let's hit that 500 subscriber goal and keep this community growing. Thanks for kicking it with me, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace!